And don't forget to smile. Okay, so we start with a meridian activation technique. So every week I'm showing you either a stretch or a tapping technique to work one meridian, to work each meridian. So this one is for stomach and spleen. There you go, she's here. So we're going to start with bending forward. You can bend the legs if you're a bit tight in the back of the legs, and we're going to tap the tops of the feet. So we're working the stomach meridian and the spleen meridian. And then you go up the leg, front of the shins. Keep your wrists relaxed. Keep your back relaxed, keep your head relaxed. Come up the shins. And then top of the thighs, front of the thighs. Keep rolling your spine up. Come up, and then you make a fist and you hit into the hip crease here. You get major stomach and spleen points. So same thing, keep your wrists loose. No need to tense. Just feel the tension going away as you hit it. And then use your hands belly. Hopefully you can eat before. And go up the belly. And then into the ribs. Up the chest. Sorry ladies. And then top of the chest. Okay, good. Now you're gonna spread, so open your collarbone like this by taking your arm and your shoulder forward, and then you're going to tap underneath the collarbone. So you have major points underneath the collarbone, stomach points, and then keep tapping up the throat. Relax your head back a little bit to open the throat, close your eyes, tapping, going up slowly, and getting to the jaw, tapping the jaw, and then going up slowly all the way under the eyes. That's where the stomach meridian. And so you go back down, again, doing the same thing, but down, walking down the cheeks, down the jaw. A lot of points that store a lot of tension just there in the jaw. And then down the throat, relax your head back, let the throat open, tapping. And then get back under the collarbone. So really trying to separate it so you can really get underneath it. And then again on the chest, tapping. You can go a little bit harder this time because you're warm. Down the ribs, bottom of the ribs. Down the belly. And then use your fist into the hip crease. You're going to open up these points during the class. Down the thighs, front of the thighs. And then down the shins. And tops of the feet. And slowly roll back up. Close your eyes, standing. And feel the whole front of the body. So the earth element that we're going to tackle today and explore is all about the front of the body, the two meridians, the two organs. The meridians run all along the front of the body, so most of the time to activate them we open the front using back bending postures. But there's other techniques we can do, and we'll see that in the class. It's not about stretching the meridians all the time, we can also strengthen them. So I just want you guys to feel the points under the collarbone again. So what you do is you take the elbows forward, and then you can see the collarbone is gapping a little bit. You're trying to tuck your fingers under. So depending on the person, the point is more to the left, to the right, but it's supposed to be in the middle of your collarbone. So don't tense the shoulders that much, just take the elbows forward, tuck your fingers under, and then relax your arms back.
Ah.
Yeah. So take it easy, just do it slowly. You can lift the shoulders a little bit if it's too intense, but let the fingers press. So that's stomach 12. Okay, you can relax the head back gently. Okay. Anybody didn't feel that? Let me know.
I'm just feeling on one side.
Yeah, so your fingers are not. Can you
Feeling
tuck
it down
them?
my arms, yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. No, let me see. So. Scared. Okay, relax. Take your shoulders back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's here.
Yeah.
Here. Anybody doesn't feel that? You'll feel it? Yeah? Cool. Alright, take your right knee into the chest. If stability is a problem for you, you can do it against the wall. Take the knee into the chest. So we can do this pose on the back as well, but let's do it standing, why not? So here, the more you pull your knee into the chest, the more you're working those points in the hip crease that we were pounding. And these points are really important because if you sit all day, these points, they're the ones that gets blocked, and that's where the energy and blood gets stuck. So you can unlock these points by pulling hard the knee into the chest and then releasing, and then doing the other leg. And maybe you have an imbalance left or right. One knee doesn't come as close, or maybe one hip feels a bit more sore or tight. So if you have a tighter side, go back to the tighter side. If you're on the tighter side, keep it. And then you're going to use your fingers along the shin bones, just on the outside of the shin bones, where you got the stomach meridian. So gently hold that and then work your way down using one hand and the other. One hand and the other. Good. Alright, now hold the knee again and pull it and turn the ankle. Big circle with the ankle one way and then the other way. Good, awesome. Alright, let's go on to our backs. Lay down on your backs. Legs are bent. Grab the ankles if you can. Both ankles. If you can't, one at a time. And wrap your fingers around the ankle. If it's easy for you, then bring the feet hip width. And feet are parallel to each other. Don't try to, toes are not pointing out, they're pointing forward. Relax the shoulders down and tuck your chin in. Press the shoulders into the ground, open your chest. Take a big breath in. And exhale, lift the hips to the ceiling. Good. Opening the whole front, come back down, inhale. And again, slowly up, long breath out. Feel the whole front body opening. And lower. Slowly up, exhale. Good, and down. If you're on one leg, switch. If you're on both legs, and it's easy for you, trying to drive the ribs towards your face and lengthen the belly. So I don't want you to just stretch the muscles, I want you to stretch the organs, the belly, so the intestines, the stomach, everything in your digestive system, you want to stretch that. So inhale, and exhale, go up, and drive the ribs towards your face. Trying to flatten the belly up to the ceiling. Come down, inhale. And exhale, lift. Nice and slow. Don't let the ankles go. Inhale, lower. Last one. Exhale, lift. And lower. Alright, Alright, take the arms out to the side, keep the legs bent, bring the knees together, bring the ankles together. And we do this one pretty much every week just because it's nice to warm up the lower back and twist the waist. So with the breath out, take the knees to the right, exhale. Don't let the shoulders lift. Inhale up and left and down. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Inhale up. One more on each side. Exhale. Feel the waist twisting. Feel your organs moving and twisting as well. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale. And up. Now take the feet off the ground and you want a right angle at the knees. That's it. And your ankles are squeezing, your knees are squeezing. Inhale and exhale over. Touch the ground. Inhale up and over to the other side. Exhale and up. One more on each side. Exhale and up. And last one. Exhale and up, and hug the knees into the chest. Alright, and do we have a knee that's a little bit tighter or a knee that doesn't come as close? Or are we perfectly balanced? If you're perfectly balanced, by all means let me know and I will come check. But if you do have a knee that comes closer, then let that one go, keep the other one. If you have a knee that's a bit, like you feel in the hip, that point in the hip that we're pounding, you feel that it's a bit tight, then keep that knee into the chest, straighten the other leg, relax your foot, relax your feet actually. Okay. So take a breath in. And when you exhale, push the knee away and keep pulling it at the same time into your chest. Inhale. And exhale, push the knee away. Push it hard so your back almost comes off the ground. If you push hard enough, your back will lift off the ground. Inhale, lower. And two more. Exhale, push the knee away. And lower, and last one. Exhale, push. Good. And lower. Straighten that leg. And now the blood rushes onto that side. Just give it a few seconds. Alright, hug the knees again into the chest and see if there's any difference. That tighter side feels a bit different maybe. Just because you work one side, you work one hip, one the other. So ideally when you do that last exercise, just have a look, but you don't want to just be pushing and just staying here. You want to push and lift. So your hip is not completely closed, it's opening a little bit. So you're pushing away, but you're pulling at the same time, so you can't really sit up. You can sit up if you just push away, but because you want to pull into your chest at the same time, then you can't sit up. And then you're working that hip, you're actually gapping that hip. And then the blood, when you let go, then that's when the blood comes into the hip. So let's do another little twist. Take your right leg above your left. If you can, hook the toes and then take the knees to the left. Keep your shoulders down. come back, and then switch. Good, and then come back. Okay, hug the knees into the chest, and then roll a few times on your spine. Keep the spine round, and if you want to make it harder, keep your knees really close to your chest. Don't let them go away from your chest when you roll up. Keep them tucked into your chest. And keep your spine round. Just working the back a little bit, working the core. Good. And then come into sitting. Take the legs to the side. We just open the sides a little bit. Hands behind the head. Chest is open, armpits open. And then exhale, go over. And then look up at the ceiling. And we're just holding here. Breathing. Nice, guys. 2 more breaths. Slowly come back. Is that your knee? Yeah. Alright, switch side. Hands behind. Inhale. And exhale, go over. Keep opening the armpits, keep opening the chest. Good. Last breath. I'm going to breath in, come back up. Good. Alright, come onto your knees. And hands behind, fingers facing away. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips forward and up. So for the moment, keep your chin tucked in. Inhale, lower. One more. Exhale, lift. And lower. And then flip the foot, feet forward. And come into table. So now flip the fingers facing towards the bum. Make sure the hands are not too wide. They're about shoulder width. Okay, inhale, and exhale, lift. So trying to have the hips in line with your knees. Good. Okay, come down. All right, and then just have a look. So I'll show you what we're going to do next. We're going to go into down dog. We'll keep you into down dog a little bit. You can. I did that on Tuesday morning. So basically you bend one leg and you take the opposite, the straight leg side hip up just to work the hips a little bit. So we'll do that a few times. And then we're gonna activate and lengthen the whole right side of the body by taking the leg up into 3-legged dog. So I'll hold you in that for a little bit. Focus on strengthening that whole right side. So it's like I said, it's not all about stretching the meridian to activate it, but you can also lengthen it and strengthen it. Okay, so we'll do one on each side and then we'll come into rest. So come into hands and knees. And let's see those beautiful down dogs. Come into down dog. And you can bend one knee a little bit and take that opposite hip out. It's really nice for the hip. If you're tight in the hip, feels really good. Do it a few times, and that's the perfect opportunity. If you have one side that's much tighter than the other, then you just hold that tight side. Also important for the next move, when you're into down dog or 3-legged dog, don't think about bringing your chest down towards the mat, but by pressing yourself away from the mat. Just to have that straight line. Okay. So down dog, And then take a breath in and exhale. Lift the right leg up, straight leg. Don't let the hip lift, keep the hips squared. And breathe here. Every inhale you energize the whole right side of the body. Bring the hip down. Yes. Square the hips. Last breath. And down into down dog. Catch your breath. Stay in down dog. Paddle out if you need to, like we just did before. And then inhale and exhale. Left leg up. Good. That's better. Keep your hips squared. Yes. Point the toes. The meridian goes all the way to the toes. 2 more breaths. And come down. Alright, come down onto your knees. And we do a child's pose, but just have a look. You're going to take your fists and bring them on both sides of the navel. And then rest on your fist. Let the arms rest. Okay? So if you're on both sides of the navel, about 2 centimeters on each side of the navel, you should feel those points. They're major stomach points that relate to the digestive system. So just go gently. It can be very sensitive for most people. And if it feels fine, you can move the fists around. You can roll the fists around the belly so you're massaging those points. Keep your arms relaxed. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Good. Good. Slowly come back onto your knees. So these points, they're literally here. They're not that far. And they're actually the points that relate to your large intestine, but they're on the stomach meridian. So they get very sensitive for most people because they have so much to do with the digestive system. Next, you're going to come back into down dog. I'll show you first. And then 3-legged dog, but we don't hold it. We come forward, and then we just come into the other side. So you can see we're going to open these points, open the front here, especially the hip. We're going to focus on the hip. So a few options. You can just hold your front leg. If you're comfortable, you can go back. Maybe the second easiest is probably holding your back leg. You can let the head relax because we got the meridian going up here. So let the throat open. Hold the back leg. Next is probably linking your fingers and then pointing with the index finger down, or down with the fingers and then relax here. Okay, the more you relax, that's why holding the back leg is a great idea, because it gives you that, that feeling of safety and less wobbly, and then you can feel your hip actually letting go. The other thing you can do is press the back leg from the foot to the knee. You can press it down into the ground, and that will open everything up more. So have a go. Come into down dog. And then with an inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bring that foot between your hands, right foot. Relax the left knee down, flatten the back foot. And then hold your front knee. Just feel how that hip feels before going into a deep stretch. You can start here and then give it a few seconds and then go to a deeper stretch. So if this feels completely fine, then you can go into any variation I just showed you and just hold it there. So really focus on the whole front body opening. Relax the head back. Let the throat open. Maybe press the back leg into the ground. And your foot is flat. So don't go too much. We're gonna open that a lot. So take it easy at first. It'll open. All right, slowly come out of it. And before going to the other side, we straighten that front leg. And then gently come forward. So we're going the opposite direction than what we just did. Trying to, instead of rounding, okay, and absolutely bringing the head to the shin or to the knee, trying to lengthen. And you do that by pushing your right hip back. Push your right hip back a little bit and then lengthen the head towards the foot. Beautiful. Slowly come out of it. Bend into that leg. Bring the hands on both sides. Roll the toes on your left foot. Lift the left knee. And then with control, try not to slide, lift it, and go back into down dog. That's it, nice and clean. Inhale here. Exhale, stay there. Alright, now left leg up, inhale. And exhale, bring it forward between your hands. So this is just that move is good to practice at home. Just it actually builds core. The fact of bringing the knee up into the chest and then the foot gently between the hands. All right, come into the front. Hold the knee. See how that hip feels. And then just go into any variation you want. Holding the back leg is really nice. Hands on top of the thigh. Pressing the back leg into the ground. You can also squeeze the glutes onto that back leg side, and that will help the muscles at the front let go and open. Go gently. So let the throat relax. It's so nice to open the throat. Forward with the top of the head. This time pressing the left hip towards the back of the room. Good. Alright. Come back. Hands on both sides. Pull the toes on the back foot. Lift the back knee. Straighten the back leg. That's it. Slide back. Big breath in and big breath out. Alright, right leg again. Inhale, right leg up and come forward. Exhale. I drop the back knee. We do the same thing, but this time, if you can, grab the back foot. So I'll show you again, you have a few variations. The easiest one is actually to grab with the opposite hand. So you're twisting, you're turning and grabbing with the opposite hand. Yeah. And so you sort of have to drop your hips forward to be able to do it. Yes, okay. And then if you can, same hand, same foot, and you press it down, fingers facing forward, and press that foot down. And if that's easy for you, you can tuck it under your ribs. Otherwise, just stay here. So now you feel it more into the thigh than before. And you're also involving the shin, that meridian that we touched at the beginning. Just 2 more breaths. Let go. Again, we do a little stretch forward. Just a counter stretch. And back. Hands forward. Lift the back knee. Back into down dog. And big breath in. And let it go. Left leg up, inhale. Exhale, come forward. Drop the back knee. Start your back foot. And then go into any variation. If grabbing the leg is too hard, you can go back to the previous pose. You don't have to grab the back leg. But the hint is dropping your hips down will help you. And if it's easy, you can tuck it under, tuck the rib into the ribs.
Well, I keep it then.
Now you can tuck it so your ribs are here. Yeah, and then your ribs are holding it. I can do it. Or just two more.
No.
Just 2 more breaths. Right, let it go. Straighten the front and relax forward. Forward again, hands down. Lift the back leg. Back into down dog. And then come onto your belly and relax. Chip to one side. Arms down, arms up. So any variation in these last two, even if you're really open at the front, these points, like I said, because we're sitting down so much, they get so tight so quickly. So, and if you don't work them, if you've never worked them, you can probably feel how tight they are. But if you work them a little bit using these variations that we did, they open very fast. And it's less intense to work one side at a time rather than doing arch, wheel, camel. We're working both sides, so this is good to warm up. grab your right ankle with your right hand. You're gonna do a half bow variation. Pull the right toes back, so you're stretching the Achilles. Other arm comes forward, palm down. That's it. You forward down on the ground. But yeah, really focus on pulling the toes back. So I want you to try to lift the front up without lifting the bent leg knee. Keep the bent leg down. Okay? You're gonna do a few times. The goal is to have the arm in line with your ribs as you come up. Okay? So keep the knees as close as possible. That's it. Take a breath in and then exhale. Lift at the front. Use the back foot. Keep the arm straight but push with your back leg. Inhale, lower. So it's the same. And exhale, lift. So keep the neck long. I'm trying to look up. And lower. And exhale, lift. And lower. Last one. Exhale, lift. Lengthen the front, lengthen the arm. And down. Let go. Give it a second. Give it a second. So yes, that's working your lower back as well. But it's also working your whole front from one side. Strengthening it and stretching it. Grab the other foot. Keep the knees together, point the toes back, so you're stretching the Achilles. And keep your palm forward. Keep your palm facing down. Inhale. And exhale, push with the back leg. Keep the knee down. Yes. And down. Inhale. Exhale, keep. Lengthen the arm. And down. Two more. Exhale, lift. And down. Last one. Try and go a little bit higher. Exhale, lift. Yes. Tiny bit higher. Yes. And relax. Relax the legs, bring the arms down. Cheeks to one side. Actually, I wanted to give you that first because we're gonna do some back bending. So it's always good to activate the lower back, strengthen it, bring the blood in there. And this exercise is really strong, as you can feel, but it's gentle. You're not throwing yourself in it, and it's not a big move. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders and lift yourself off the ground, come into your knees. Alright, we'll just do a half camel variation by grabbing one ankle. So grab the right ankle, and then with your left arm, we're going to do a big circle. As you exhale, go back, and then come back. Okay? Inhale, and then big circle. Keep it there. Keep the breath out. And down. Inhale. Okay, 2 more. Exhale. See how far your hand goes. Come back. Last one. Big breath out. Keep the breath out. Keep lengthening the arm. And back. Grab the other ankle. I go gently with the first one. Exhale, big circle. Now see if that hand goes further or not. Come back. 2 more. Exhale. And back. And last one. Exhale. And back. Stay like this, eyes closed, hands on your knees. Stay in neutral position. Anyone had a big difference from one side and the other? So if you didn't have a big difference, you're just going to do 1 on each side. If you had a big difference, you do twice on the harder side, on the hand that didn't go as far. Okay? Just 2 more. So grab it whichever ankle you need to grab. If you're perfectly balanced, then just do 1 on each side. Inhale and exhale. Breathe. Press your hand into the ankle. Come back. Switch if you want to, do the same side, and big circle and reach. And down. Alright, we stay here. Eyes closed, just give it a second. I'll show you the few variations you can do. We're going to do Camel, and we're trying to hold it for 1 minute. Okay? If it's too intense, you need to come out of it, then slowly come out of it. So the easiest version is to bring your hands on the lower back and press forward, keep your elbows in. If you don't have neck problems, then relax your head back. So you want to stretch the throat to stretch the entire pathway. So this is the easiest version. The second easiest version is to have your toes like this, and you grab the ankles, and if this is easy for you, then flatten the feet. And then when you're here, really press the hips forward. Your hips are supposed to be in line with your knees. Okay, so not like this, but here. So yeah, of course, if it's too tight, then take it slowly, but that's where you're working towards. And then relax the head back and press your hands into your ankles and hold it here. To come out of it, bring your hands and then use your hands, and then we come back and we stay in neutral position for 1 minute as well. Okay, that's how we go. Whichever variation you feel comfortable with. Make sure your knees are hip width and your feet are hip width. You can start with the easy variation, and as your back opens and you feel more comfortable, then maybe flatten the feet, bring the hands down, or just go with the feeling. Okay, so gently go into it, push the hips forward. If you can, bring the hands to the ankles. That's it. And then you're pushing the hips forward, relax the head back. Bring your attention into the whole front of the body. Relax the head back. Every inhale, you energize the whole front. you need to come out of it, gently come out. Otherwise, if you feel comfortable, stay in there. Breathe. Slow down the breath. Enjoy. Energize the front body. Feel the hip points that we were opening earlier. Move those forward. Open the chest. Roll the shoulders back. 5 more seconds. Bring your hands on your lower back. Slowly come out of it. Just sit on your heels. Eyes closed. Hands on your knees. Stay in neutral position. Don't go forward. Slowly come onto your back. Relax into your back. Palms up. So the stomach and spleen organs, they relate to thinking, overthinking, and worrying, processing food, but also processing information. And if those organs are suffering, then you can get, let's call them dietary imbalances. So you start to crave certain foods, maybe sweet foods, maybe you start craving the texture, certain food that have certain texture, crispy or soft. And you want to snack all the time. Just because the energy is down and eating energizes and activates those organs. So snacking is one of the symptoms. And we can energize those organs and nurture them by opening the front body. It's that simple. It's just the whole front body. And you don't have to do extreme positions. You don't have to do camel. You can just do bridge, holding your ankles, or lifting the hips when you're on your knees. Something easy that we did during the class. Just regularly, just a little bit. And when that becomes easy, then do something a little bit more challenging, like half camel or full camel. Alright, hug the knees into the chest again. Go gently. And then gentle rocking back and forth. Keep your spine round. Go gently back and forth. And then come into sitting, just to give you a little rest. So we're gonna start. I want you guys to, we're gonna end with arch, but you don't have to go into arch, you can just do bridge. So before we do either of those, we're gonna come into bridge variation where you bring your hands down underneath, just on your lower back, and your elbows are underneath your hands if possible. So your low back is supported and it's gently opening the spine. Don't straighten the legs, just stay here. We're going to hold this for 10 breaths, and we come down. And then you can either do bridge with the arms back, or you can go into arch. So arch you can do either still on your head. If this is easy for you, then go into full arch. If this is easy for you, then straighten your legs and look down. Okay, and then we hold this 10 breath. Not a minute like Camel, don't worry. Okay, so let's do that warm-up one. On your back, bring the elbows underneath your back, bring the hands on your lower back. And just stay there. It's really nice just to stay in there for a little bit. Relax your shoulders. Great. Just a few more breaths. Trying to relax into this pose. Relax the back. Alright, slowly move your hands out. Lift your back to move the hands out. Move back down. Keep the legs bent, but just wait here. Just give it a few seconds before we go up. Alright, so when you're ready, either go into bridge, or you can go into any of the two arch variations. So top of the head, or straight arms. And just breathe here. Same thing, focus on the front body. Every breath in, picture your whole front body opening. It's not about your back being strong, it's about your front expanding, opening. Beautiful, guys. 2 more breaths. Big long breath in. Big long breath out. And then slowly come down. And straighten the legs. Grab one knee and pull it across with the opposite hand. You can bring your other hand behind the head, but just keep the shoulder relaxed, don't let it lift. Slowly let it go. And go to the other side. And let it go. And hug the knees again. And then roll into your spine. Just 5 times. So knees together, hold the knees, hold the feet just above the ground. And then tall spine, open your chest, relax the shoulders, relax the feet, don't let them touch the ground. Alright, straighten the arms. And then lift the arms. So if it's difficult, squeeze the knees together. Grab the knees again. So we're going to try boat. And in boat, I really want you to see the whole front side of the body energizing. You're actually pulling everything together. So we go step by step, lengthen the arms. And then instead of taking them up, straighten the legs. And then trying to pull the legs up. Keep pulling, keep straightening the legs. Good. Now bring the hands down, just in front of your hips, and pull the legs towards your head. Pull, 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 pull. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And relax. Good. Alright, bring the foot over. You finish with a gentle twist. So whichever leg, doesn't matter. And then back hand is close to your spine. Twist, look behind. Stay there breathing. Open your chest. Trying to have your shoulders in line. Every inhale, lengthen the spine up. Every exhale, twist more. At the end of the exhale, that's where you want to twist more. And you create that vacuum. You're pushing the knee against the elbow. You're pushing the elbow against the knee. Alright, slowly let it go. And do the other side. Just 2 breaths. Alright, lay down on your backs. Finish with a little partner massage. So you lay down your partner on their belly, and then we get the knees just under the bum crease, and then hands on the lower back. Just because we work the back a lot, like bending backwards. So yeah, knees just underneath the bum.
Yeah.
And then hands on the sacrum. And just stay on the sacrum for a little bit. And then walk your hands up the spine. One hand after the other, and you use your body weight. Lean into your hands. Can't hurt them if you're just using your body weight. That's not nice.
I don't like what you know, maybe. It's good. It's not bad. She's fuzzy.
Most women would disagree.
She's fuzzy.
And you're just walking up and down the spine twice. And grab the shoulder blades and make circles on the shoulder blades. So with your fingertip, that's it. You grab and make circles. Okay, and then bring your knees just at the top of the bum. There's a point. So you're on your hands are next to the armpits, just to be stable. And then you make circle with your knees, just at the top of the bum muscle. I think a little bit higher. A little higher. He'll tell you if you want it. Or you just look at his face, and then when he starts crying, that's when you're on the point.